I am not a fan of Jason Aldean. I never really have been.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Coming out here to check on these guys. They're all here. Last couple of nights we have taken them out of their little enclosure we've been keeping them in, and we're having to put them into the big coop, which is in the back of our garden shed there, and putting them in there by hand. So just want to make sure they all are out here and accounted for. Y'all may have seen on a recent video, well, on every video pretty much, Skylar always thinking there's something in here. And she was thinking that, and then a few hours later I wasn't videoing, but I was out here and moved some stuff, and there was a snake in here. I wouldn't be surprised. Get down. I'd be surprised if it's back in here. I went and threw it across the yard. Give the chicken some scratch. I've been filling these little pans up over here, and it's funny, these turkeys like to stand in the water. It's been brutally hot the last couple of days, like triple digits. So I'm gonna fill them up for them real quick. Wanted to talk to y'all about something. We'll go inside here in a minute and talk about it. But y'all heard about Jason Aldean's new song? Apparently he's made a few people mad. I haven't listened to the song yet, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But I'm gonna listen to it and we're gonna talk about it. Alright. Got them some water. We kind of discovered that they like standing in that water just randomly, and we've just been trying to do it for them. Just to, you know, help them stay cool, because it's been hot. Alright, y'all. Said I'm gonna go listen to that song. It's about living in something about a small town, something like that. I mean, I grew up in a small town, lived in a small town my whole life. Different small town than I grew up in. And the town that I grew up in ain't small no more. But, so, let's see what all the fuss is about. Kids leaving towels out. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't listen to Jason Aldean. I have not listened to a Jason Aldean song in probably 10 years, maybe longer than that. I don't really care for Nashville country at all. I listen to Texas country. But I also respect somebody who speaks their mind, and sometimes doing that, you say something that may be a little offensive to people. It's just part of it. So, and I probably have a good opinion on it once I listen to the song. And I have an opinion on a lot of things. I don't always share it on this channel, but I figured this one may apply to me and my family, being that it's about a small town. So everything kind of blew up yesterday, and there's a big hype about it. So we'll see what all the fuss is about, and we'll go inside and we'll talk about it.
All right, y'all. Watch the video. if y'all are watching this, you haven't watched the video, I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. Y'all go watch it and see what you think. A lot of things. First, I want to reiterate, I am not a fan of Jason Aldean. I never really have been. I know he's been around for 15, 20 years now, and I know early on I listened to some of his songs, and I kind of got away from any kind of country that's coming out of Nashville, generally speaking, with a few exceptions. But I kind of listen to Texas country, so that's just kind of my jam. So just before I go, talk about this, I just want to make that very clear. I'm not a fan of his. This kind of controversy kind of came up, and I just had to see what it was about. So watch the video. I think it's a good video. It's a decent song as far as just how the lyrics and everything, but I think that about most Nashville type country. But the message behind the song, it's interesting. It's interesting that I also did some Google searches and just some research before I wanted to talk about this, and apparently CMT has taken the song down, and he's getting a lot of backlash. People are calling the song, saying it has something about pro-lynching, and I guess there's a lot of people that are upset about it. So I watched the song, I watched the video, I was had full attention to it. There is nothing about lynching or anything racial at all in that song. So anybody who's trying to say that, they're just mad, and they're grasping for straws. That's plain and simple. There's no way that song implies any of that. And I kind of compare it to, like I know I've been in the store before, and I've seen, being in town in a store, and see some little kid acting like a little brat, and his mom or his dad are just letting him get away with it. And I've looked at my wife before and said, I'd like to see my kid try to get away with that, because they get a butt whooping. And this song is kind of like that. He's just basically saying, he's flashing real clips. These are not fake news clips. These are real news clips of rioting, of spitting in cops' faces, burning buildings, all that protesting BS that went on, and it's probably going to come back next year during the election year. But all that stuff, he's basically just saying, come try that in a small town, because you don't see that in a small town, because it wouldn't be tolerated. And I agree with him on that. It ain't going to happen. The police departments are not going to put up with it, for one, and the citizens are not going to put up with it either. Small towns are not perfect, but I've always told my kids that bad things happen at night, and bad things happen in a big city. And when you put those two together, it's a recipe for bad things to happen. And I stand by that. I've told my kids that for years. Don't be in a big city if you don't have to be, and don't be there after dark, especially if you don't have to be. Because that's a recipe for disaster. And there was a clip in the song. I mean, I kind of got like I said, I'm not as a fan of his, but I kind of got the feels going on when I was watching the song, to be honest. There was a part in there where they looked like an interview with a farmer or rancher, and how the community went to help him because I don't know what was wrong, but he had something going on, and they helped him. And it's kind of like, yeah, that's what I see in my town all the time. I can sit here right now and tell you stories of our small town reaching out and helping people in our community all the time. It happens, and a lot more of that going around than what you see on news headlines in Dallas and Fort Worth and Houston and Los Angeles and all that kind of stuff. It's just all murders and all that kind of stuff. So here's one question that I can think of right now. Why would CMT cancel the video if there's nothing racial, nothing in that video that is offensive or anything like that? Why would they cancel it? Comment below. I think most of the, if not all, mainstream media outlets, and I think CMT falls in that. I mean, they're a channel that's been around forever, but most of them are woke. They are cancel culture. They cancel somebody without having a real legitimate reason to, and you know, I think they're just following suit with what everybody else is doing. Somebody says something that's even, you can even kind of remotely pull that there's some kind of something in there that's not, you know, not woke culture, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna cancel somebody. But fortunately, I guess for Jason Aldean, you know, if I was him, I wouldn't give, you know, CMT the time of day for the rest of my life. I'd tell him to go jump in the creek. But unfortunately for him, I guess the video on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, has gotten 4.5 million views, which is going to generate some pretty good revenue for him. And then I saw something else where it's like the most uploaded video on iTunes, and probably like, you know, Spotify and all that stuff too, I'm sure. So which will generate revenue for him as well. And I'm sure he's not hurting for money right now, so I'm sure him getting pulled off of CMT is not going to affect his pocketbook very much. But I'm glad to see that, you know, even though CMT's playing the woke game, it seems like, you know, Americans are, I know some people are probably listening to the song and watching the song the same reason I did, just out of curiosity, you know. But it's good to see that he is getting some kind of support in that way. So y'all, like I said, y'all comment below. What do y'all think of the song? What do y'all think of the sentiment, or, you know, the meaning behind the song? Do you think, are you seeing anything there that would have, you know, BLM protesters mad, or people, you know, that are rioting and stuff? I mean, the people that did that stuff, if it offends them, I'm confused by. I mean, you're burning buildings, and, you know, spitting in cops' faces, and then somebody says, "Come try that here," and that offends you. I don't get it. But, you know, I mean, unfortunately, this day and age, people can get their feelings hurt when the wind blows, and it's kind of sad that our country's that weak that they get all up in an uproar over a word or something like that they think, you know, could possibly offend them. But y'all comment below. What do y'all think? Want to hear y'all's feedback. And I know this song has been out for a while. Apparently it didn't just come out. It's been out like since May or something. So it's been out for a while. It's interesting that maybe he made the music video. If you listen to it, watch the video. Don't just listen to the song. I would suggest watching the video. I think that has a lot more context to it with the clips and stuff. But it's interesting that it's just now becoming, you know, a hot topic. I wonder why. There's got to be a reason. Who knows? But also, the timing of it is interesting too, because we're coming up on an election year. You know, 5, 6 more months, we're going to be in 2024, and it'll be an election year. And mark my word, everything that happened, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is going to happen again. The term BLM, Black Lives Matter, I had not heard that term since then. You're going to hear it a whole lot in the next coming months. You're going to see a lot of uproar in the communities. You're going to see a lot of division by the media. You're going to see, you know, more protests. You're going to see people spitting in cops' faces. You're going to see people looting, burning down buildings, all that kind of BS. It's coming. Mark my word, it's coming. And it's going to be, this year's probably going to be, with our current administration we have, with the joke that it is, they're going to try really hard not to let everybody swing back the other way and vote somebody different in the White House. And so they're going to try to divide us. They're going to try to divide black and white, you know, Christian and non-Christian, you know, gays, gay and heterosexuals, everything. Every way that you can think of, they're going to try to divide us, and they're going to cause a big uproar. And it's all, in my opinion, by design. It's all, you know, the people at the very top stirring the pot and making a lot of that happen and getting everybody upset. So hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. It's going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want our country to be united, and I think if we can unite, that's our best. And everybody across all spectrums, if we could unite together, that would scare our leaders to death. And that's why they want to divide us, is for that reason. So, you know, maybe this song getting brought up and all this right now, maybe that's just the beginning of it. So Yeah, guys, I don't get real political on this channel. I do have beliefs that I believe in and where I stand, and try not to get it on here too much, but every now and then something comes up and I want to talk about it, and this was just something I was thinking about last night and this morning. Like, I want to see that video, and I want to know what's going on, and I want to talk to y'all about it. So again, link in the description, watch the video. Y'all leave me a comment, question, concerns, whatever you got, leave it below. Let's talk about it. Appreciate y'all, appreciate the support, and we'll see y'all again.